is Betstars and Stripes with Dr. Turf, Ed Wyatt and Alice Gander.
Certainly is time for Betstars and Stripes again on this Sunday night, and a very big reminder to you, ditch the scissors because Betstar have created the easiest online cup sweep ever. Betstars Mate Stakes lets you set up your cup sweep with the click of a button, and you can even do that via Facebook. Head to matestakes.betstar.com.au and get your sweep started for the Melbourne Cup, which is only a couple of days away. We are here to talk all things US sport. NBA season well and truly underway. Fantastic conclusion of the World Series and the baseball, NFL in full swing, of course. And we welcome our esteemed panel again for our Sunday night. Ed Wyatt, good evening.
Darren, good to see you again. Good to have you back.
It's been a nice little break, but good to be back. Turfy, nice to speak to you again after yesterday. Spent a lot of time together on weekends these days.
Yes, we do. And yes, we had a lovely chat after Derby Day yesterday. Nice to be here.
And Alice Gander, welcome aboard. Busy time of year for you, no doubt.
We are
Busy.
flat stick at Betstar. And,
you're dressed like it too.
Yeah.
you've been barbecuing and dancing and
Not a bad day when no favourites can win.
we had clients back at my place and we had a
Quote,
barbecue.
unquote.
And I think they're still at my place now, gallivanting. I'm getting photos as we're sitting here on air. I'm getting photos of what's going on at my house. I think I'm going to go back to a bomb site.
Lots of bookies around that like clients wearing bikinis. Please, Alan.
Just curious as well as a preemptive market before we jump onto US sports. There's a bit going on with the Australian side ahead of the first test. As just confirming Rob Quiney's into the squad as a likely replacement for Shane Watson. How are the markets? Because a lot of people suggested that Australia might win the first test but lose the series. Are you looking at it that way? Or?
Yeah, I didn't bring the markets in, but I had I did an interview on Friday, and I'm going off the top of my head, but I think Australia were 260.
I reckon it was 260 each or two.
Something like that, and 340 or something like that, the drawn
series, because it's only a three-tester. That's right, but I think actually the series betting has been down for the last day or so because of...
A lot of
Shane Watson got carted off for scans yesterday. What's the result of that?
It's a calf strain. They've ruled him out of bowling. It's a question of whether he's fit to bat and whether they select him purely for batting purposes.
Wow.
But it looks at this stage unlikely for him to play. Ricky Ponting had a minor hammy, but they reckon he'll be okay.
So on the back of that, Australia has drawn. I'm seeing it up on the screen now. So in the first test, Australia out to $2.90. South Africa are $2.36. So they've shortened, and the draw is still about a $3.40.
Bearing in mind,
no series
Australia haven't lost the Gabba Test match to start of summer for a very, very long time. Maybe 25 years or something like that.
How long since they've faced the South African attack at the Gabba?
That's right.
In the first test, because Morkel, Stain, and that young kid Philander, by Jingo, that's a pretty handy opening.
63
by
wickets.
Jingo, I haven't heard that for a long time. By Jingo,
by crikey.
It works. It works.
Expand your horizons.
You can pull
Al.
it off.
You've just been gallivanting all day, mate. Come back to us. You're with us now.
I'm sunstroke.
Now, I might take a look back.
Canary yellow shorts. Can I just mention that?
Canary yellow
shorts.
It's a beauty of radio.
Now, whatever happened to the bookmakers with the, the pork pie hat, the cigar at the side of it? Look at a bloke here wearing canary yellow
with
shorts.
With a party going on back at this joint.
The canary yellow shorts are the new pork pie hats and the cigars. That's what they are.
There we go.
2012, of course. But World Series, obviously, a sensational performance by San Francisco to sweep their way through.
Doc and I were talking about that before we came on. Not the greatest World Series if you're a baseball purist, or if you wanted to see
it was horrible.
Good games.
There were no runs.
If you're a Giants fan, you'd love it. You'd absolutely love it. But it was small ball, if you will. Not a lot of home runs, good pitching, some really poor play by Detroit. And I think that's part of the reason, Doc. I think a lot of people looked at it and thought they were never in it. They just didn't really have a chance. And San Francisco took every opportunity they had and took care of business and won it in 4.
I may have asked you this last week, but how many times has the World Series been won on a sweep?
It happens a fair bit. I mean, we look at history here, and we go back to 2007, the Red Sox over the Yankees. Or over the Rockies, which is weird because the Rockies came into that winning they won 22 in a row to actually get into that. So they actually did that. And then the Red Sox and the Cardinals in 2004. So 2 or 3 times per decade, I'd say, in the modern era.
But when you consider that the Giants were gone in divisional series and gone in their
backs against the wall
National League as well.
Absolutely,
and outsiders coming into the World Series.
Yeah.
Detroit were favourites. They had their 5-day layoff or whatever it was, and everyone thought, oh well, they'll just have a little bit of a freshen up, and they were in form, and the Giants had to fight back just to get into the World Series.
And I think we're starting to think that maybe that layoff is not the thing. Maybe when you're the hot team, you do have the advantage when you keep going.
The MVP was a no-brainer.
Sandoval, yep, absolutely. Kung Fu Panda hit the big home runs, got a big hit in another game. They were exceptional.
Credit to you off the SMS as well, saying Ed picked Giants at $11 even, went down
did.
2-0 to the Red. Thanks, Ed. Cha-ching.
You're very welcome. I'm glad to help. That was somebody who was a lucky guess. Occasionally, I get one right.
I just hope you're back to the Betstar. That's what I'm hoping.
That's exactly right. But yeah, look, it was that's 2 World Series in the last 3 years for the San Francisco Giants. Yeah. You don't think dynasty. You don't think one of the great teams of the modern era. You got to start thinking that way because they're a pretty young team too, and they got some guys under contract. And with that pitching staff, you can't count them out for the next couple of years.
No, actually, their bullpen was extraordinary.
Amazing. Yeah.
What's their salary? What's their
I want to say they're
like compared to everyone else?
I want to say they're in 12, maybe somewhere in that. They're not in that top 10 echelon, but they're they spend a fair bit, but not not like the Yankees or the Phillies or the Red Sox. These free spending teams, and they've been very smart about it. And look, it's a great result for baseball in many ways because it's a good team and a team you're going to see around, I think, for the next few years.
It's good to see those mid-tier franchises who find success through chemistry and through good thinking rather than just a big wallet, and they can just buy teams and win championships.
And don't discount the 49ers could be in the Super Bowl. It could be a hell of a year for the Bay Area. You never know.
NBA season underway, of course. Lakers in trouble. It's been a bit of a discussion. Struggling early.
In trouble. Sack the coach. Trade Kobe.
A lot of people saying relax, though. But is that fair enough?
It is fair enough. Yeah, it's a new team. It's a team that's coming together. As we know, Dwight Howard, Steve Nash, who's injured by the way, he's got leg injured in Portland. That he's going to be out for a little while. It's like any team. I mean, when you bring in these new guys and you try and get them working together, I think it's going to take some time. You panic halfway through the year and they're out of it, and it's a big problem. At the moment, you just kind of relax a little bit and let them find some form.
And if I remember correctly, I think Miami, when they first got their all-star team in Miami, they struggled for the first few games, or the first few weeks, I should say.
Absolutely.
And I know they didn't win the championship that year, but they played off in a championship series. And so I think it's far from panic stations. I think they've got to take time to settle in. Let's not forget they had an interrupted preseason as well. So their star players didn't get to play together in the preseason. They need time to gel. I wouldn't be too concerned.
82-game season, you qualify for the playoffs, you're in, so plenty of time. I get why people are panicking. It is LA. It happens in LA. It happens in New York. It happens with the big clubs over here. When there's a problem at Port Adelaide, everyone's not screaming. If there's a problem at Collingwood, it's front page news. So it's sort of the same thing when you're in New York or LA.
My concern with the Lakers is more than the zip and 3 start. You were telling me before, Ed, in one of the games Kobe scored 40. My concern more than that is that they've got a team that they need to spread the load. I'd be more concerned if Kobe's scoring 40 points a game and you need him to score 40 points a game to win, you're actually not going to win a championship. You need to spread that load.
And I think Nash is another guy they're going to have to let him off the chain a little bit once he gets back, because they've been playing that sort of very slow down conservative ball, which if you've watched Steve Nash, that's not what he excels at. He excels at running the floor and getting the ball to other people. So that's going to be something worth watching.
And what about LeBron? I mean, LeBron's had a good start to the season. He's $2.75 favourite for the MVP. Kevin Durant $4.50, Kobe 10, Dwight Howard 11, Chris Paul 13. But I'm of the opinion that LeBron is going to get bigger and better. I think he had a bit of pressure and he had that monkey on his back.
Can't get much bigger, can he? He's huge. He's
so
an amazing
maybe not
specimen.
Physically bigger, but he's going to play unfettered now. He's got that monkey off his back.
Well, that's right.
He's won the championship, and I actually think that's going to elevate him to the next level, which is scary for everybody else that's got to play against him.
He's an interesting character because the second they won that title last year, all the critics started, instead of saying, all right, he deserves a title, they said, well, Jordan, he hasn't reached Jordan's level yet. I mean, he's such a lightning rod for controversy, which I find unbelievable. He's proven it on so many levels. He was just a genius at the Olympic team, the gold medal winning Olympic team, but people still insist on hating this guy, and it all has to do with, I guess, leaving Cleveland, but I just find that extraordinary.
Yeah.
Off the SMS, how are the Magic going, Shane, from Deer Park?
Well, it's how many games of the Magic? We know it's a little bit of disparity. Some of the teams affected by the hurricane playing fewer games than some of the other ones. The Magic are 1-0, so they are atop the Southeast Division. They're on a roll.
They're undefeated.
Let's get behind them. They're undefeated, 82-0. Here we come.
And I guess looking at some of the predicted surprise packets out of the season, a couple of people obviously put their nominations through, but anyone from what you've seen in the early stages, it could do better than expectations.
Well, I'll give you a guy to keep an eye on, and it's close to my heart because it's my team, the Portland Trailblazers. Their drafts have been horrible over the last 10 years. They picked a kid out of Weber State, which is a small school in Utah. It looks like Weber, but it's actually pronounced Weber, named Damian Lillard. This guy is an exceptional NBA-ready point guard coming out of college. Already has established himself as a fan favorite and a guy who can play the game. So he's one I would say really keep an eye on, Damian Lillard. And then beyond that, look, I haven't had a chance to watch as much as I would have liked, but James Harden, who we mentioned last week, traded to Houston, had something like 37 and 45 in his first two games. Kind of a big, couple of fingers towards Oklahoma City for getting rid of him, but I'm sure he'll cool off at some point.
There's been a lot of movement in the NBA market to win the championship as well. Miami have shortened. They've been 320 into 280. Lakers out to 450. Oklahoma out to 525. San Antonio, they've been the big shortener. They've been 17 into $13. Chicago out to 17. Boston out to 21. And the Clippers 29 into 21.
Which is funny, isn't it, after 2 or 3 games? It's kind of your theory, these overreactions.
Yeah, that's, don't shop at the bottom of the market. What's the, if a game is on TV, is it like 5 times the hold normally, over a game that's not on telly?
Yeah, it wouldn't be 5 times the whole, Doc, but it'd be, and it's not only US sport, it's all sport. If you can watch it, and you can watch it live as well, it's very important to be able to watch it live. If you can watch it live, we'd hold 3 times as much on an event that you can sit down and watch live. Friday Night Footy is the great example. It's the biggest hold that we have on any AFL game, and it's because Friday nights generally people are at home and they're watching it and they're getting quite engaged with the game. Saturdays you're out and about and whatever it might be. So if you can watch it, it's a massive impact on turnover.
So, what did it?
Interesting.
A Friday night game season 2012 AFL compared to 2011 when it was on delay.
Oh yeah, enormous. Like the whole and every single game as well. So now we've got every single game being shown live.
See, there's another great.
There's an enormous difference for that.
And you'll love a favourite getting beaten on the Friday night, don't you?
Oh, it's a good way to start the weekend. I'm crashing. I'm getting lightheaded just thinking about it.
NBA's sort of gone the other way here as well. At 2 to 3 games here live through ESPN, unless you've got the Game Pass due to the demise of 1HD as the sports network as well. So
I find it staggering with the NBA. Yeah. The fact of the matter is there's so much basketball. And even once you get to the playoffs, all of a sudden, until you get to the finals themselves, the actual final series, half the games you can't actually watch live. I'm like, in today's day and age, it's extraordinary.
It's must have to do with the contract and the way it's done and ESPN International and have so many games and all that. But I agree with you. It's a sport where every team's playing 82 games. Surely you should be able to get something on there. I think 1HD is a good point, Darren, that those games sort of went away. They're still showing the NFL and baseball, but they kind of, for some reason, aren't doing the NBA anymore.
There's a note there, isn't there? That's ESPN restricted due to contract. Is that right?
Yeah, that's what. And I think there's some sort of contract there, but that still is crazy. It doesn't make any sense.
It's funny when you go to a sports bar in America and there is like 6 games on at the one
time,
and there are groups of people in front of each.
The best is the NFL because all those games start at the same time, and so you roll into a sports bar and you've got Cowboys people in a corner, you've got Jets fans in a corner, particularly in LA where everyone is a transient, everyone's there moved there. There's like full bars. There's 2 Steeler bars in LA, and you go to the bar and it's all Steeler fans, most from Pittsburgh originally, and if you're wearing the other team's colors, no thank you.
It wouldn't be hard to get in a fight in a US sports bar, I'm tipping.
It's amazing. It's remarkable.
With the B jumper that they wore.
Oh, that was terrible, wasn't it?
That
throwback didn't work. Yeah. Sometimes the throwback uniforms look great. That one looked terrible.
Ben Roethlisberger looked stupid in it.
Yes, he did. He looked horrible in it.
Now, before we take a look at the issues of the week after the break and also give away another Game Pass, looking at Thursday Night Football, San Diego getting the job done.
Doc, you want to take that one for us?